Please find me when you have enough footage, Commander. I'll be here.
Spectre status recognized. One moment, please. Now arriving at Docking Bay D-24.
Have you discovered a way to run FTL spaceships without an EZO core, Private Chalavi?
No, ma'am.
Then consider this a serious assignment. Intel's expecting a Cerberus raid.
Ma'am, I have a friend in security at Sonax, and there was definitely Protean tech.
I thought we were fighting Reapers, ma'am.
Give it a week. You could be.
Ma'am, I had a friend in security at Sonax, and there was definitely Protean tech on Garbug.
Kate. Hey, I wondered where you went. What's up?
I'm trying to wrap my head around what just happened.
You sound angry.
No, just not used to staring down the gun of someone I've worked with so closely. How it all went down, it's got me... I don't know.
Okay. Talk to me. Let's have it.
If I hadn't backed down first, I feel like you would have taken me out.
Doesn't matter. It could have played out a dozen different ways. Main thing is we stopped the coup, and Cerberus is off the Citadel.
Yeah, but sometimes the way a thing goes down does matter, Shepard. Later when you have to live with yourself. Knowing that you acted with integrity. And it matters.
You're talking about Adina. He gave me no choice, so I took the shot. Any soldier would have done the same. Including you.
Okay. Admiral Hackett has just offered me a position on his team.
The chance to work with Hackett is a great opportunity.
I'm sure it will be. Well, thank you for everything, Shepard. Good luck.
You too, Alenko. Stay safe.
Shepard, I got Anderson patched in. I was just getting him up to speed.
Udina? That SOB was always power-hungry. But this?
He wasn't in charge. Cerberus was just using him to take control of the Citadel.
What the hell for?
I don't know. Not yet.
Could have been a lot worse. Shepard stopped the assassination attempt on Counselor Shield.
Kyle.
What?
Your assassin. I'll have Hackett send you my reports on him.
I take it you two have met.
Keely Sanders and I had our share of run-ins with him. I shot him in both legs once. Thought that might be the end of him. But he showed up again on Omega, even stronger.
Elusive Man patch him up?
That'd be my guess. Given what they were able to do with you and Grayson, it's a safe bet Lang's even more dangerous now.
I'll take whatever advantage I can get against these bastards.
Their attempts may have had at least one unintended side effect. I received word from the Asari counselor. They're requesting an update on the Crucible.
Lang has them scared. Enough to send help?
Yes, the Asari and Solarians are both throwing in their support now.
How's your progress on the Crucible?
Good. Our estimates suggest we've completed nearly 50% of the known work.
So quickly?
Once decoded, the schematics are designed in such a way that allows our scientists to easily translate the information. It's not Prothean specific.
Are we any closer to understanding how to use it?
That's still open for debate. Utilized in the right fashion, our scientists are convinced it can generate enough energy to destroy the Reapers. The question is, how will it dispense the energy? And in what form?
You mean, how do you stop it from wiping us all out?
Exactly. We think the catalyst is the key to determining how to focus its energy, how to direct its energy at the Reapers alone.
I'm working on that.
You'll find the answers, Shepard. I'll send you an update on the schematics. And in the meantime, we'll keep building.
And we'll keep fighting. Make sure there's an Earth left to come back to.
You've always trusted me. I won't let you down.
We're still in this. The gods of war haven't given up on us yet.
Good luck, both of you. Anderson out.
Commander, the Turian fleet is stretched thin. We need more support ships. And the Quarians are willing to talk.
Understood, sir. I'll look into it.
Be careful. We've got reports of instability along the Geth border. Hack it out.
Shepard, do you have a moment? A contact within Asari High Command was insistent I pass on a distress signal to you.
Something they can't handle?
From what I can tell, they sent several commando squads to investigate. None of them returned. They didn't ask me directly, but I think High Command is hoping you might help.
What's your take on this?
That they wouldn't ask for help if it wasn't important. The colony's coordinates are on the galaxy map. I'll try to figure out what's going on.
Bastards. And Udina too. Son of a bitch.
That's crap. Udina made a deal with the devil. He got what he deserved.
Commander, I've got a lead on something interesting. Have you got a minute?
The Turians will hold. Pound for pound, they're the best fighting force in the galaxy.
Pound for pound is irrelevant, given the significantly higher mass of Reaper forces overall.
That's why we're bringing in the Krogan. So Cerberus wanted to go into politics, huh? Nice job shutting those assholes down.
Didn't you used to work for those assholes? Something about leather seats?
I worked for Cerberus when they were vigilantes helping the helpless. Now they're a little too mainstream. And evil. Anyway, nice job. I hope Major Alenko is happy with his new post.
It's wartime, Joker. We all go where we're ordered to.
Understood. Just for the record, though,
what's that?
Somebody giving you the respect you deserve, Commander.
Thanks.
Commander, you've got a new message at your private terminal.
Transferring your docking clearance to an Alliance official.
Figures. Finally back in action, the Alliance already wants us tagged and collared.
Just our way of welcoming you back, Flight Lieutenant.
Yes ma'am. Requesting docking permission?
Docking permission granted. Would you like private transport arranged?
I'll handle it.
Navigation is becoming increasingly difficult due to the number of refugee ships in the docking area.
Man, I had a friend in security at Sonax, and there was definitely Prothean tech on Garbo. I know the Valhalla threshold is Reaper territory now, but Prothean
I'd like to request a transfer to a zone with Reaper, Sergeant.
And may I ask why you think your deployment deserves special treatment, Private?
Spectre status recognized. Please select a destination. One moment, please. Now arriving at Ward's level, Purgatory.
How's the head?
Good. Concussion's almost gone.
Good. When I heard you were injured. No, the problem is that our people are terrible.
I miss Afterlife.
Yeah, this place is so clean and sleek. Anyhow, thanks for the drink. And why are you drinking here?
I'm curious, what material is your base made from?
The surface is a flexible biomimetic nanomaterial over a metallic skull. The skin uses shear thickening technology to help protect the central processing unit in the head. If the skin is struck or shot, it solidifies to absorb the impact. It also is capable of limited self-healing.
And what about the hair?
It is of similar construction. For defense, I have set it to cohere into a solid piece. However, for infiltration purposes, it can be parted into individual strands. If it has recently been exposed to water, I generally can't do a thing with it.
Look at this! All it took was a Cerberus attack on the Citadel to get folks around here to pay attention to the war.
How is this any different from normal?
Can't you see the desperation? This isn't happy dancing. This is forget my problems dancing. Look at the arms. If a guy waves his arms like that, he's worrying about a lot more than looking stupid on the dance floor.
That's surprisingly observant.
I've had time to watch a lot of dancing from the sidelines. Speaking of which...
Dancing?
Watching from the sidelines. What do you think about me and Edie?
You sure that's a good idea?
Edie's not Alliance personnel. There's no regulation against dating a ship's AI. I looked it up.
Jeff, you have brittle bones. She's made of metal.
Well, yeah, but... Yeah, you're right. Stupid.
You and Edie have something special. Something important.
You're worried I might mess up the pilot-ship relationship.
I'm worried that Edie trusts you as a friend. And that maybe this isn't the time to push.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Thanks, Shepard.
Dim and morale is pitiful. The troops need something to bring back their fighting spirit.
Spectre status recognized. Please select a destination. Areas tagged of interest to you are highlighted on the elevator menu. If you have a question, please consult an Avena terminal for assistance. One moment, please. Now arriving at Presidium Commons.
The best omnitools and bioamps on the market.
Listen, I thought of something. No, it can't wait until I'm back on duty. The Hesperia period. Their statues had legendarily accurate Prothean inscriptions. Can we use that? Yes, I know the Athena Nebula is off limits, but this, a classified project, it needs all the Prothean intel we can find. I haven't found any reliable pictures, but just think. If those statues had something that can help us, even today.
Overcharging for goods, denying
It's my money, and I'm closing my account.
It seems the Reapers took our Citadel defense when they took our world. If you shut it down and hide the money under your bed, demands charity and forgiveness of debts.
Cerberus attacks again. My money is gone.
Commander Shepard.
General Araka, I think we met in Cora's den. You were pretty miserable, if I recall.
Yes, neck deep in drink just before I retired. I'm clean now, reinstated.
I hear you're taking on the Blue Suns.
I need to do my part for the Citadel, Commander. The Blue Suns are raiding C-Sec weapons shipments. I'm putting a stop to that. Those mercs are seriously jeopardizing the Citadel's ability to defend itself if the war comes here. When the war comes here.
There are other ways to secure weapons, General.
You don't think I've tried? There's a black market dealer on Citadel right now, but he won't sell his top-line arms. The Reapers are destroying everything in their path, and I can't stop them. But I can stop the Blue Suns.
Let me see what I can do for you.
I'd appreciate your help, and I'll have a plan of action ready if things fall through.
Damn it. If we'd kept digging a few hours longer, we'd have gotten the obelisk of Karza. I know that Hades' nexus is off limits. I'm not an idiot. Damn it, the Alliance needs that thing right now. An obelisk.
Welcome to the Citadel gift shop. All pro.
After obtaining a cure to the John phage, leaders have announced an alliance against
Look, Commander, I don't want any trouble. I'm authorized to sell here, and all my arms are legal, see?
These are lightweight weapons. Where's your top-end inventory?
Shit, you slumming for C-Sec too? I already got harassed by the old Turian with a bad attitude. Yeah, I got much better stuff, but it's off the market. Galaxy's going belly up. Credit won't mean anything once the Reapers rip through.
So, what gets me access to your top shelf?
Heh, Turian just waved credits in my face and then spat on it. Nice to see you have flexibility. If you find any rare pieces when you're out saving the galaxy, bring them back. Then I'm happy to share my top stock with C-Sec, no problem. Outside of that, I gotta stick to my guns. Credits don't talk with me, Commander. CSEC wants my top of the line. You gotta come through with a couple of artifacts.
Hello, Shepard.
Welcome to the Citadel gift shop. All proceeds from today's purchases go toward the Turian war effort.
Welcome to Casa Fabrication Weaponry. Proceeds from all purchases go to help our men and women serving in the Alliance. Thank you for shopping at Casa Fabrication Weaponry.
Commander, unless you can find a new source of weapons for CSEC, I'm putting together a task force to stop the Blue Suns myself.
I'll get you your weapons, General.
I appreciate the effort, but I've spent too much time out of action, Commander. Won't be able to sit on my hands much longer. Commander, unless you can find a new source of weapons for CSEC, I'm putting together a task force to stop the Blue Suns myself.
I'll get you your weapons.
I appreciate the...
Cerberus attempts to take control of the Citadel have failed, and CSEC forces have killed the last invading.
Spectre status recognized. Please select a destination. One moment, please. Now arriving at Presidium Embassy.
Tiptree and Sue's Hope are hit by Reaper forces.
Spectre status recognized. Please select a destination. One moment, please. Now arriving at Docking Bay D-24.
Sergeant, I have a little brother. He went off-planet to try and make money, hung with a lousy crowd. A week before the Reapers, my brother sent me this excited message. He'd found an organization with lots of pay, benefits. He snuck me a photo of the shiny new armor they gave him. White and yellow armor. Man.
Commander, I've got Admiral Anderson on the QEC. Patching him through to you now.
Shepard.
Admiral. How are you holding up?
Day by day, Commander.
Yeah. Hackett sent me a message about this apartment.
I want you to have it. Take it off my hands.
Are you serious?
You need a place that's yours. Somewhere to recharge, clear your head. Kaylee wanted us to settle down there. Thing is, the longer I'm on Earth, the less I want to leave. And I want as few loose ends out there as possible. Like I said, you'd be doing me a favor.
It's too generous. Besides, you'll be back here once the war's over.
I doubt it. Even assuming we survive this, it'll take years to rebuild things here. Please, Commander. Don't make me beg.
All right. Consider it done.
I appreciate it. And make yourself at home, damn it. It's yours now.
I'm sure I can manage.
Okay, good. Been meaning to do that for a while. I'll talk to you soon.
Be careful out there, Anderson.
You too, Shepard. You never asked me about this, but my wife just called. My ex-wife. Nobody likes to talk about the toll that long months apart can have on military relationships. She wasn't military. She couldn't handle it.
Received a new message.
But it's not even about military and non-military, damn it. It's space flight. Space flight. Finding the mass relays, miracles of engineering. Human imagination rising to meet our desires. We pay a price for that curiosity, that drive. Our relationships suffer. People we love suffer. But that's reality. And it's worth the cost. I must have thought it was. I guess I still do. In the end, you just have to hope you made the right choices. The Normandy? A brand new ship. My ship. You don't forget that moment. The first time you're standing there. The whole crew looking to you for direction. Unforgettable. I'd led men and women before that. Seen a lot of combat already. Always managed to find my way home in one piece. Do that a few times, you begin to think you know better than the next guy. Maybe you do, I don't know. But if you're lucky, really lucky, you find yourself on a good ship, in front of a good crew. A crew you can trust with your life. Gifted. Disciplined. Brave. All of them. Eager to set sail into the endless black ocean. I still remember my XO asking what my orders were. Shepard, I said, let's see what we can find. Embarrassing moments? I've got more of those than anyone will ever know. Only way to learn something. But if I had to pick one to share... I had just gotten promoted to N7. Full of myself. King of the castle. Found myself buying drinks for undesirables in some rundown bar in the wards. They toasted my recent promotion. Hell, they would have toasted Batarian slavers if it had got them more drinks. About the time my money ran out, my new friends turned on me. I was outnumbered. Things didn't look good. My plan to get out of there involved lots of punching. Well, that worked for a while. Then a table hit me. Or I fell down. When I came to, I saw a Solarian putting the rest of the troublemakers down. A Solarian? Moved like a damn cat, I swear. When everybody was out cold. Or running. He walked over and helped me up. N7, he asked. Yes, sir, I replied. He looked over my collection of unconscious friends, nodding. Not bad, human, he said. Then he walked away. I had met my first Spectre. Learned an important lesson that day. No matter how good you think you are, there's somebody quicker, faster, and a hell of a lot smarter than you just around the corner. That little lesson's kept me alive more than once since then. Sure, I can talk about Commander Shepard. Big topic. There's been a lot written about the Commander, but most of it isn't true. People are quick to judge. They don't know the whole story. I don't even know the whole story. But I know the man. Worked with him. Fought with him. Trust him with my life. Shepard's had some rough patches. Who of us hasn't? He's been forced to fight a lot of battles alone. God only knows how he got out of some of that. Makes your head spin. Thing is, you never heard a complaint. Never once got, "No, sir, I can't do that." He never hesitated. Few people know what Shepard's been through. I'd like to think I come pretty close. And I worry sometimes he forgets. There's a whole bunch of people who lose sleep over him getting back home. Maybe it doesn't need to be said. Maybe we're too dumb to say it. Soldiers like the Commander are rare. Men like Shepard, even more rare.
A few months ago, I had a chance to sit down with one of Earth's most decorated soldiers, Admiral David Anderson. He was kind enough to answer my questions and talk about his career. Today, the Admiral is on Earth, leading the defense of our home against the Reapers. We have no communication with him or any soldiers on Earth, but we can't forget what they're doing for us. Tonight's show is dedicated to all of the soldiers out there, fighting and dying to keep us safe. Admiral Anderson, today marks the 30th anniversary of the N7 program. Can you describe your first day of training in this now famous program?
The Interplanetary Combatives Training Program is all business from day one.
How so?
We're given basic gear, then separated and stranded on an asteroid with no nav data. The test ends when the last person runs out of oxygen.
Sounds daunting. What happens to the ones who run out of air first?
Out of the program. The best N7s can survive alone, but work together to survive even longer.
That's very impressive, Admiral. Deep space survival training. That has to be so difficult. All of it would take such strength of character. Well, just plain strength. But then you seem like a strong person.
I'm sorry. Is there a question in there?
Well, does the program make the man? Or do you think you were born for this?
It's a bit of both, I suppose. Every soldier reaches a point in their career, sometimes more than once, when they are asked to give more than they ever thought they could. That moment is the test. I've seen men and women, almost sure to fail, persevere long past the point of breaking. That experience changes them. Others, with all the gifts and abilities, fail in that moment. Sometimes they pick themselves up and carry on. Sometimes they're just done.
What about you? What was your moment?
I've had a few, none of which I'd like to share. But I think the toughest tests are still ahead of me.
What makes you say that?
Call it a hunch.
Soldier's intuition?
Something like that.
Do you trust your intuition? I mean, do you follow your heart over your mind?
Well, it depends on the day. No, I suppose if I were to be honest, I do trust my instincts. The problem is, war isn't orderly. And the enemy is never predictable. Even the most experienced veteran is going to find themselves in situations they haven't trained for. In those instances, and there's more than I'd like to admit, your instincts are the only thing keeping you alive. That, and the men and women you're fighting beside.
But soldiers are only as good as their leader, isn't that true?
Yeah. A good leader can make an okay squad great. A bad leader, well, war tends to make examples of them.
What makes a good leader, then?
A good leader is someone who values the life of his men over the success of the mission, but understands that sometimes the cost of failing a mission is higher than the cost of losing those men.
That's a terrible line to have to walk.
Yes, it is. But war is a terrible thing.
Thank you for your time, Admiral.
Thank you.
The remainder of this interview was to take a more personal look at Admiral Anderson's life. It wasn't finished when the Reapers invaded. We can only hope that the Admiral and the soldiers under his command survive to tell us the rest of their stories. I'm Kalisa Al-Jalani. Thank you for watching.
What was I talking about? Early days, right? People ask why I joined the military. Everyone talks about honor, duty, sure. But that's never the whole truth. It's 100 little things that add up to commitment. I joined because of a dog. Yeah, a dog. This patchy, mean son of a bitch that used to bark at me every day on my way to school. He'd snarl and I'd start running. Scared the hell out of me. I was just a kid. I remember being in a bad mood one morning. Angry, I can't recall why. When that dog started in on me, I snapped. Started barking right back. We both kept at it until we had nothing left. Dog never bothered me again. Why'd I join the military? Sometimes you just gotta howl to make things right. First for a lot of us. I remember one night early in the war, strapped to my seat as our transport approached the LZ. Everyone was dead silent. Just the sound of breathing. Good men. I trained with all of them. We were always joking and horsing around, but not this time. Just the rattle of the shuttle. And that heavy breathing. Everyone was thinking the same thing. We're off to fight alien invaders. Aliens. Think about that. We all grew up wondering what was out there. If we were alone in the universe. Now we knew. We weren't alone. And we were in trouble. So there we were. About to face an enemy as different and unknown as we could imagine. I knew I had to say something, keep the men relaxed. So I turned to the soldier beside me, Hendricks, I think, and asked him how his mother was doing. Fine, he said. Why? Because I heard your mama so ugly the Marines thought she was a Turian. Almost shot her. I got a few smiles. Then Hendricks turned to me and said, Hell, Anderson, I heard it was a picture of your mama that started this goddamn war in the first place. Scared the Turians shitless. Everyone had a good laugh at that. And the boys fought great that night. Sometimes that's all it takes. A joke, a pat on the back. Just a little reminder that everything's gonna be okay. You asked me to talk about the SSV Normandy, the Normandy SR-1. As commander of the Tokyo, I was consulted on the Normandy's design and on board for her initial training exercises. The average person probably doesn't know that the Normandy was a joint project with the Taurians. Acting CO, Eli Xander, was no diplomat. She ran out of patience with Taurian posturing and politicking during construction. The chief architect of the Drive Corps, Octavio Tatum, and his team of Taurian engineers were in the CIC for final training exercises. Tempers flared when Xander pushed the limits of the stealth system, waiting to vent the IES well past what Tatum was comfortable with. I tried to calm the situation, but it still ended with the Taurian scientist in shackles and a human Taurian fistfight at Korra's den later. Funny now. When I first laid eyes on the Normandy, she was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. Day after that training run, Admiral Wright found me on the bridge. She's yours, he said. Can't trust her to Xander. Send me a list of crew from the Tokyo you'd like, and prep for your first mission. Short command thanks to Saren. Still, one of the highlights of a long career. So, Tombstone data. Admiral David Edward Anderson. Not sure why anybody would be interested, but thanks for asking. I was born in London, June 8th, 2137. The last of 3 children born to Ursula and Paul Anderson. A nurse and a flight mechanic, respectively. But that's a little dry. Someone's gonna spice this up, right? Never been much for the spotlight. Anyway, where was I? It was a second marriage for my parents. They were almost 50 by the time they had me. My mother worked shifts, so my father would often take me to the base. While he worked, I watched transport ships and fighters take off. Worked his whole life around space travel, my father. But he never left Earth. Not for a day. He was good man. But that's just a side note. Don't put that in. Who is it, Kaylee? Yes, I need to take that. I hope this is what you're after. I'll get to the more interesting N7 stuff next time.
Ah, Commander Shepard, your table is ready.
I can't decide. It all looks great.
Exquisite. No shop top tonight, I think.
Hey, Shepard, not bad, huh? The sushi place is serious. Like, French guy at the door serious. Only had to save the galaxy twice to get a table here. You seen the line outside? But here I am, drink in hand. Best pilot in the universe and a rock star.
Any news from the Normandy?
You know, maintenance stuff. It's hard knowing a bunch of strangers or poking around in my ship. I mean, your ship.
Let someone else do the work for once. Hackett's orders. You're on shore leave.
Yeah, whether we like it or not.
I'm sure you'll manage.
I may need a drink that comes with an umbrella.
I'm the first human Spectre. I'll get you 2 umbrellas.
Awesome use of power, boss. So, your email said it was important?
My email? I'm here because I got a message from you.
The hell? I didn't send anything.
Commander! Excuse me. Sorry. Alliance business. Commander, this is urgent!
I don't think that's the umbrella lady.
Commander Shepard, I'm Staff Analyst Maya Brooks. Alliance. Excuse me. Alliance Intelligence. There are people trying to kill you.
Yeah, I think he's aware of that.
No, I don't mean Cerberus and the Reapers. I mean other people. New people. It's... Someone is hacking your account. Comm channels, personal records. They're targeting you specifically.
Targeting me? What do they want?
The intel isn't definitive yet. Last time, I guess without definitive intel, we almost landed troops on a gas giant, which is bad.
Hang on, Brooks. Take a breath. From the top, what do you know?
Excuse me, you don't have a reservation.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight's performance is brought to you by Random Acts of Violence. Man, I love show business. Spread out, boys. Find me Shepard.
Stay there. I'm coming. Joker? Ow, my pancreas.
Hey!
Damn it.
Got one, sir.
Find the crew. I'm going after her.
Find the crew. Got it.
Hey.
You used me as bait?
Go.
You used me as bait! Did you see that? Save your window.
Hang on.
Targeting.
Brooks, stay down.
Commander!
Brooks!
Commander, I found a secure terminal. Are you okay down there?
Yep. Feeling good. Brooks, you got hit.
I know! I used Medigel. A lot of it. All of it, actually. And now everything is a little bit bouncy.
I think you used too much.
So, can I help with anything?
Alert C-Sec. I'll look for a way out.
Citizen, this area is under attack. Careful! Please move to a safe location. Warnings, this area is sensitive.
Brooks, I see some sky cars across the gap. Maybe a landing pad.
I'm checking the area. Transportation, no. Food, no. Laundry. Ah! It's a Skycar lot. Cision Motors.
Get a shuttle over there. I'll find a way across.
Okay, right.
Caution, this area is under...
So, it turns out C-Sec has the whole area locked down. It's gonna be a tiny bit tricky to get you a shuttle.
Keep at it, Brooks.
Hey.
Oh, also, stay off your comm. Well, except for me. It's hacked. That's probably how they found you.
Who are these guys?
I don't know. They really don't seem to like you.
Yeah, I'm sensing that.
Security alert. C-Sec has restricted all travel within this area.
What's going on?
Advance team screwed it up. Shepard was unarmed. Man, those guys are idiots. Warning. These are going to work out in this area. Temporary travel restrictions apply. Shepard, got my Shepard.
Might need a little backup.
Thank the goddess. Joker explained what happened. I'm on foot, but should reach you soon.
Excuse me, who is this? You're on an unsecured channel, and you're putting Commander Shepard in danger.
In danger? Who is this?
Hang on. Joker mentioned staff analyst Brooks, yes? That's her. Everybody play nice.
Shepard's headed.
Good to hear. Things are a little dicey.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Brooks, found a way across. It's locked down.
Right, because of the, lockdown. Can you get through?
I'll try to override. Damn it!
Shepard, what are you doing? I heard that from here.
It's all under control.
They set some kind of alarm. What's going on?
Thought I'd make things more interesting.
Of course you did.
Shepard, Brooks sent me the nav point for the Skycar lad. I'll meet you there.
Good.
What do we know about these mercenaries?
They have guns and don't like them.
That's not helpful.
Commander, it would really be great if you could stay off the comm.
Hey, they called me. Understood.
Okay. Brooks over. No, out. Brooks out. Oh, over and out. Brooks. Oh, damn it.
Having a bad day, Shepard?
You could say that.
Landing pad is over there, but it's behind a locked gate.
Let's look for a control panel.
I like your outfit. Control panel, right. I heard you fell through a fish tank.
We'll talk about it later.
A shame. I quite liked that restaurant.
We'll talk about it later. Stand back.
One moment. Hello. Could you please open the gate? Thank you.
Please leave.
Well, I could have done that. How it's done. James, get down here.
On my way.
You okay?
You see that shit?
Sure did, Lieutenant.
Commander, you got a plan to get out of here?
James, I'm a professional.
That's not a yes.
It's not a no.
Commander!
Joker, we lost our ride. Where are you?
On my way. Picked up Brooks. Figured you'd have a few questions.
Good call.
Some vacation, Shepard.
Commander, did C-Sec find you? Are you okay?
Yes and no. Merc's in a C-Sec shuttle.
What?
Little busy right now.
Right, sorry. We'll be there soon.
Almost there, Commander. Hang on.
It's gonna be a scrapyard after this.
Approaching your position, Commander. Just following the gunfire.
Copy that.
Sorry I'm late. Had to take the scenic route.
Scenic route? We nearly crashed 4 times. Where the hell did you learn to drive?
And Brooks says hi. Get to the shuttle. Good to go, Commander. We gotta go, Commander. Get to the shuttle. Good to go, Commander. Gotta go, Commander. Get to the shuttle. Good to go, Commander. Gotta go, Commander. Get to the shuttle. Good to go, Commander. Gotta go, Commander.
Okay, what the hell's going on, Commander?
Who were those mercenaries? They were heavily armed and using C-Sec shuttles.
I don't know. I've never seen them before.
I can't believe you survived all that. They had guns. And grenades. And those drone things.
Brooks, it's okay. I know this is a lot to deal with.
I got shot. I got Medigel, but still, I took a desk job explicitly to not get shot. And you killed 100 guys with a pistol!
Well, yes, that did happen.
I mean, who does that? Well, you, I guess. But besides you. They said the Medigel might make me jumpy. Do I seem jumpy?
How did you get mixed up in this?
I monitored data for Alliance intel to prevent fraud and hacking of officer IDs. Like, someone using an Admiral's pass to get into a nightclub on the Citadel when that Admiral is fighting on Tuchanka. I wrote a tracking program. It's really neat. I named it Mr. Biscuits, after my cat.
Brooks.
Right, sorry. Anyway, my program detected a breach in your classified files. Soon, everything we had on you was compromised. Personnel files, mission reports, everything.
Since when does hacking personnel records involve heavy weapon fire?
Think of what criminals could do if they had Shepard's military access codes. Or Spectre codes, even.
That explains wanting you dead, Commander. Nothing to stop them until the damage is done.
Okay. Let's figure out who they are and shut them down. Ideas?
Maybe. That pistol you picked up.
Looks fancy, but I've never seen the type before.
Nor have I. Let me see if I can dig something up.
Well, you can try, but I should warn you, I haven't found anything yet, and I've been digging pretty deep.
I'm sure you have. Glyph.
Collating relevant intel for review, Dr. Tassoni.
Thanks.
All right, the doc is on the case. What about the rest of the crew?
Yeah, what about those slackers?
Joker, you've been busy.
I found some folks who actually like being shot at.
Permission to come aboard, Shepard.
Okay, later, when this is over and everything is settled, we are gonna talk about this bait thing.
The restaurant attack has made the news. Civilian casualties seem to have been restricted to fish.
Hey, so how about that part where I rescued you from certain death, huh? Maybe a surveillance camera caught it. Anyway, Brooks is kind of cute. Wonder if she's on the market.
I'm glad you made it out of that ambush okay. None of us saw that coming. But lesson learned. Never have dinner with Joker. It won't end well.
A few months ago, I had a chance to sit down with one of Earth's most decorated soldiers, Admiral David Anderson.
So, what was it, Shepard? 5 minutes before someone started shooting at you? On the other hand, we get this cool secret hideout to hang out in. Unless the bad guys look in the window.
Shepard.
What's up, Commander?
How's it going?
Hello, Shepard.
What's up, Commander?
Shepard, I've found something. We can gather the team whenever you're ready.
I'm gonna have to write a report about getting shot. I hear those are really complicated.
It's faster if you make a template.
I think maybe you get shot too much.
I've made some progress. Would you like me to call the meeting?
Do it.
We have a lead. I called in some favors to run a trace on the gun. It led me to a casino owner named Elijah Khan. He's been suspected of using his profits to smuggle weapons onto the Citadel. Immediately after the attempt on Shepard's life, Khan made an interesting call.
I'm cutting you off. I'm returning your down payment now. What's the problem? Turn on a vid screen. When I sell a gun, I don't want it showing up on the nightly news.
You won't be linked to me.
Save it. Our association is terminated. And if you even think of coming after me, I've got info on you ready for prime time. So you ponder that. Khan out.
So that's our identity thief.
Looks like he's got an ID disguiser. Those things are a pain in the ass to get around.
Did you get anything on the mercenaries who attacked us?
They're a private military corporation called Cat-6. As most of you know, Cat-6 is an Alliance nickname for dishonorable discharges. Many have criminal records, histories of steroid abuse, and other charming features. No doubt hired by the thief, not by Khan.
That phone call was pretty damning stuff. How'd you get it?
It involved the weapons biometric data, Solarian intelligence, and a Hanar prostitute with camera implants.
Seriously?
No, but the truth is boring.
Whoever that voice was, Khan's nervous enough to cut them loose. We can squeeze Khan until a contact drops out.
Easier said than done. He has a panic room inside the casino, a good place to hole up. EDI can give us programs to hack the door, but the cameras and guards complicate things.
Yeah. Khan could disappear, or worse. If his guards ever open fire, normal people could get hit. Like I did.
She's right. We can't risk spooking him. We go in quiet. Small team. No gunplay.
Dr. Tassoni, this evening the casino will be hosting a charity event to assist war refugees.
Purchase some tickets, Glyph. Then call up a layout of the building.
Score! So, how close can you get? You don't usually put a back door in a panic room.
This air shaft bypasses the security gate and ends up in storage. From there, the panic room's door camera can be disabled.
No way they leave that big a hole in their security. I bet that shaft is covered in alarms.
I believe I have some countermeasures that may help. I'll know more once we're inside. So who will go in the shaft? The best choice would be someone small and skilled with electronics.
My presence in the casino would arouse suspicion. Mechs are not allowed, since they can have cheating software.
What you need is somebody trained in zero emissions tech. No electronics, no metal, just undetectable polymers. We had a course back at Op End, disabling a bomb with these little tweezers. See, the bomb was filled with shaving cream.
All right. You're in.
What? No! What?
You said it yourself. We've all got too much tech.
But... I managed to get shot just coming to talk to you. Now I'm supposed to hack my way into a safe room?
We'll be backing you up. The second you hit something you can't handle, we'll cover you.
If that's settled, it looks like there's one last hurdle to get us inside.
Which is?
Black tie required. Why, Shepard, formal wear suits you.
If anyone looks at this group tonight, I don't think it's me they'll be lingering on.
Well, hopefully you mean her. Ideally, nobody lingers on me at all. I'll get to the ventilation shaft. Wish me luck.
Liara, you have any input?
Khan has a lot of surveillance set up. I'd mingle with the guests if you want to look normal.
Okay, Liara. Time to meet the riffraff.
What do you have?
Nothing too crazy. I want to be able to walk a straight line.
Tessian Temple coming up.
Are Asari drinks usually mild?
Not all of them. Mr. Khan had us put out some gelatin shots earlier. Also Asari. They kick like a shotgun.
Evening, officer.
Sir.
So, to sum up, tomorrow starts with the Help a Dream Foundation, then it's blood drive, refugee camp, and hospital tour.
Sounds like you turned pro.
I try.
Ms. Rios believes we have an obligation to the less fortunate.
Of course. So how are you liking the party so far?
There's a party?
Commander, I'm upstairs by the grate leading to the shaft, but there's a problem. Can you meet me?
I'm all for that, but if I'm not trying to win, where's the challenge?
Okay, right. Just like we thought. There's an alarm on the grate.
We'll have to bypass it.
Use this. It's a resonance emitter lens. It should let you see security grids and wiring.
Good. I'll follow the wiring to a junction box, splice it, and disable the alarm.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
The lens is working.
Good. Follow the blue wiring. In case it needs to be said, don't try to bypass a camera while you're being watched.
I see a junction in the wall, but there's a camera watching it.
Shepard, I'm sending a hack to your Omni tool. It will fool the camera, but it'll self-delete after a few seconds.
Got it. Splice is in.
Good. I've got the grate open, and in we go. Act casual. This could take a while. Enjoying the party?
Young people party. I drink. Tonight it's rim call on the rocks.
That stuff can put you down for the count.
I just lost a staggering amount of income. This puts things in perspective.
Need a few credits for a ride home or anything?
Oh no, it's not like that. You know about all those helium-3 facilities that are getting wiped out?
I've flown by a few.
Well, to put it in layman's terms, most of those facilities were mine.
Drinks are evening.
What's popular tonight?
Well, some adventurous souls are trying the mindfish. It's what Hanar like to do instead of alcohol.
Huh. I guess since they're mostly water, the dehydration would be bad.
Right. So there's this fish with hallucinogenic skin oil. Gets Hanar buzzed right up.
What happens if humans eat it?
Way more potent. And it releases into our system slowly. Best to clear your schedule for the entire weekend.
What?
There's a guard right below me.
Don't panic. I'll get his attention. Excuse me. I think I saw someone doing drugs in the men's room.
I see. Were you able to identify the substance used?
Red sand.
Dispatch, we've got a sand tripper in the bathrooms.
Have they tried to compromise the games biotically?
Unknown at this time. Moving to confront. Send backup. We're taking care of it, sir. Appreciate the help. You have a good night now.
You're clear, Brooks.
Thanks, Commander. I'll see if I can get to the panic room.
And I'll get back to blending in. Slow and steady. We'll get to Khan. Rios. I feel like I should know that name.
I did a little acting. Then in the 70s during the Blitz, I was named Goodwill Ambassador for Refugees.
So I guess this kind of thing doesn't really impress you?
Me? No. For the people who can get clothes because you bought a ticket, much different story.
Attention, bets are locked. Attention, all bets are locked. Good luck, ladies and gentlemen. Follow your quickest, meanest Baron on our live virtual feed. Follow your quickest, meanest Baron on our live... Follow your quickest, meanest Baron on our live virtual feed. Blistering start. Come back from third. Bruma Quad wins.
Talk to me, Brooks.
I've got a pressure pad and an obstruction detector ahead. I can't disable them from here.
Okay. Edie, I need a tech solution. Brooks, stay put. We'll find some junctions and take down the sensors.
Okay.
Follow the red wiring.
There's a junction by the roulette wheels, but it's in plain view of two guards.
But you can do something, right? Because my legs are maybe...
Suspicious activity. My floor.
A guard spotted me.
If you act normal, hopefully he'll move on.
Shepard, mingle.
I love roulette. Every minute is more exciting than the next.
Should I point out the flaw in that statement?
Oh, are you like one of those detail people? Come on, even diamonds have flaws, but that doesn't make them less valuable.
Miss, where exactly were you educated?
Oh, online. You can take these courses, and it teaches you responsibility because you do the grading.
I can distract him. Tell me when.
Suspicious activity. My floor.
A guard spotted me.
If you act normal, hopefully he'll move on.
I saw a pickpocket working the crowd upstairs.
Just a second, ma'am. I'll contact the surveillance desk.
I think I did it.
Testing the obstruction detector. I think we're okay.
I heard your advice is so good at psychic. So what's gonna happen to me in the next few minutes?
Disappointment.
Oh. Hey.
No, I'm not running for Citadel Council. I'm running for Zakera Ward City Council.
I'm at
I
a
can
junction.
distract him.
There's a
Tell me
camera and a
when.
guard.
I'll just be here. Try not to cough.
I bring greetings from the consort Shaira.
A camera saw me.
Okay, no problem. Maybe if you mingle and look casual?
Israels, it's getting late, and you have a full schedule ahead.
Don't handle me, Noah. If I reach one more person before we leave, that's a family of 4 who can eat tomorrow.
Reach how?
The price of admission isn't the only help to give. If you drop some credits at the games, it goes straight to refugees.
Have I told you today that you're beautiful, Miss Rios?
Yes, Noah. And I presume you mean on the inside.
I'm at the storage room, great. Time to hit the lock.
Be careful, Brooks. Brooks?
Hey, Commander.
What? What happened?
Infrared laser hooked up to a silent alarm. I didn't get it in time. Shepard, I'll call the responding guard to say it was a false alarm, but you must stall him before he reaches Brooks.
Hey! Just calm down. I'm trying to do 3 different things here. Barrows?
Sir, we checked out the alarm in storage. It's nothing. Minor accident.
Find out who tripped it and get them in my office by end of shift. Now you. What'd you need?
I'm sorry, are you with security? I thought you were a friend of mine. You've got the same suit.
You. Enjoy your evening.
You're clear, Brooks.
Thanks, Commander. I'll see if I can get to the panic room.
And I'll get back to blending in. Slow and steady. We'll get to Khan.
You, tough guy? Perfect. I need an opinion on something from a B-lister or below. Houses with retractable roofs. Still in or too common?
Your house has a retractable roof?
Only the one on the Citadel. I gotta take care of it since the one on Earth got all Reaper-fied.
Instead of remodeling, maybe you could invite a few refugees to come stay.
Oh, I am totally on that. But finding the right one is hard, you know? So many of them don't have agents.
No, seriously. Have you ever tried to chase an ambulance? In a sky car, it's about the most dangerous thing you can do.
Commander Shepard, I thought I might find someone dangerous at this soiree. I'm Shaira.
Yes, the famous Asari consort. I know who you are.
No, you have heard of me. That is something entirely different.
Point taken.
I'll call you back. Potential client here.
Enjoying the party?
Like adrenaline in my heart. They're gonna have a fire breather on the bar later and shoot fireworks above the ward.
Would fireworks even burn in a vacuum?
It worked at New Year's. Whatever they did, it looked freaking nuclear.
Okay, so now I think you just need to get to me. I'm on the other side of the security gate.
Right. Have you bypassed the camera back there?
Well, I got my side. Yours is still on, though. We need to finish this before someone comes by. I can't get the security gate to open from here. The junction must be on your side.
You look
It might be tricky, just so you know.
Swordfish in the rest.
Have a little faith.
The thing about Solarian parties is, they all do it too well.
I don't follow.
My lab group on Sirkesh. All Solarians but me, and all with damn near perfect memories.
Oh, that could get awkward.
Exactly. It was all about who burnt the cake 6 months ago, or arguments that two people continue when they meet up once a year.
So they never let anything go?
Yeah, it was constant one-upmanship. I couldn't keep pace with them if I wanted to.
Those cufflinks, is that design inspired by late period Nusanan artwork? The attention to detail is remarkable.
Suspicious activity. My floor.
A guard spotted me.
If you act normal, hopefully he'll move on.
So you don't miss Sirkesh at all?
Not the humidity and not the lack of privacy.
I can distract him. Tell me when.
The camera saw me.
Okay, no problem.
Hey again. Back for more tales out of school?
Sure.
Is there somewhere I can go to make a private call? It's very important.
Let me see what I can do.
Khan, you and me are gonna have a talk.
What the hell?
I see this conversation will be strictly one-sided.
Commander, there's a deletion order on the terminal.
Damn it.
Everything's been wiped. I don't know if it was him or the killer or... When I tripped that alarm, did I screw this up? What are you looking for?
Mistakes. Thought so. Whoever it was had to do this fast. They wiped the terminal, but not the comm.
Oh, so we can take the comm back to the safe house to scan it, or...
Elijah, come crawling back.
Guess again.
You, I see you've recovered from flopping on the floor like a fish.
Name a time and a place. Or you could hide behind voice disguisers for the rest of your life.
You're trying to rattle me, so I slip up. You have nothing. All you can do is wait for the hammer to fall.
Bring a bigger hammer. Your last try was inadequate.
I'm gonna take everything you have and everything you are.
Damn it. Sorry, Commander. There wasn't enough time to trace the call.
We're not finished. Pull out the data drives.
The ones that got wiped? You think we can find something?
With Edie, anything's possible. The sooner we get them to her, the sooner we can track down this threat.
Thank you, Shepard. That was fun. Well, not so much for the host.
It wasn't a total loss. Brooks, work with Edie to see if there's anything useful on those drives.
Here's hoping. I'll let you know what we find, Commander.
Damn, Commander. You can't even attend a party without someone ending up dead. Now, if I can just find some chow around here, you'd think a pad like this would be stocked.
Any life or death encounters with fish aquariums this time? No? Too bad. I can hear Vega's stomach rumbling from here.
I think we've got something, Commander.
I could go for some food while we wait. Too bad you shot the hell out of the best sushi place in the Citadel, huh?
I am glad to see my physical proximity was not necessary to the success of the mission, Shepard.
Let's see what you find before we call it a win.
Commander, Edie and I have been analyzing those drives. I think we found something if you're ready.
Let's hear it.
Though the data's root structure was erased, the logic integrity remains viable.
Edie has an incredible talent for this stuff. I know she's an AI, but even still. We found an encrypted communication from a few days ago. Just need another minute to crack it.
A whole minute? Edie here could shave that down to 5 seconds.
I thought it best to allow Staff Analyst Brooks a chance to improve her decryption skills.
And now you've lost your chance to show off.
Like she needs it. You're the crew of the Normandy. You're legends to the rest of the Alliance.
Legends can be good or bad. Which are we?
You're the kind that people look up to. The kind they owe their lives to.
You wouldn't know it from all the bullets flying at us.
I think more of them are flying at me. You know, kill the badass first and the fight gets easy.
And the camaraderie, the friendship. I think that's your secret weapon.
It's all just part of the job.
Wait. Job? You mean the rest of you are getting paid for this?
Here we go. Wow. Those mercs who were after you, they bought a lot of weapons. Like, big ones.
Mechs? Why would they need that kind of firepower?
Glyph, have you found something?
I have just monitored the Commander's Spectre access code in use at the Citadel archives.
Punch it up.
The archives are going into emergency lockdown. Whoever's hacking your records is there right now.
What do we know about the place?
Council keeps sensitive historical information there. Real hush-hush. Even my old CSEC clearance never got me in.
Then we'll find our own way in. Gear up and let's... What's with the Volas?
Oh, pizza delivery guy. I got the munchies.
Double pepperoni.
These archives are huge. You'll have a lot of ground to cover. Shame you can't bring everyone.
Who says we can't? All hands on deck for this one.
Hell yeah. But, who gets to take point with you?
Who's going to pay the bill?
What's the best way into the archives?
The facility is located below the wards. Maybe a direct breach for maximum surprise?
I like it. Sounds like you're learning the ropes.
Hell, hang out with us long enough and you'll learn ropes, knives, bombs, thresher maws.
You forgot homicidal synthetics rebelling against their masters.
That was a joke, right?
The archives are somewhere below us. It could be pretty tricky to get in there.
Not really.
I take it the subtle approach is out.
Not this again.
Listen out, boys!
Scatter and take cover!
So we have, what, maybe 30 seconds before the mission will close. Don't be no record.
On the move!
Shepard got the full crew! March them in!
Brooks, you okay?
Upstairs! Scattering and taking cover!
That's enough! Drop your weapons, or this won't end well for her.
You bastard!
All right. Whatever you think you're getting away with, there's nowhere you can run. Nowhere you can hide where we can't find you. Hide? Why? I'm Commander Shepard. I never hide.
That's unexpected.
Who are you? You weren't the only Shepard that Cerberus brought back to life. But at least one of us will finally do something with it. I don't care who you claim to be. You're not me. I'm exactly you. I was made for spare parts in case you needed another lung or a heart.
A clone?
Did the elusive man send you? No. He abandoned me when he had what he wanted. You.
Then why have you been attempting to kill us?
Because I don't have his memories. I'd never fool my supposed friends. The ones who abandoned their duty to join the cult of Shepard. Like you, Edie. You're nothing more than electrons pretending to be alive.
And you are just a pale imitation of the real thing.
I'm the real thing perfected. I'm you without the wear and tear, Shepard. The doubts, failures. I'm the lone wolf you were always meant to be. Without the emotional baggage holding me back.
No one will ever believe you're Shepard.
They will when I'm flying his ship. This is Shepard. Initiate Normandy lockdown. Transmitting command codes now. Good idea. Too bad the signal was blocked. Trainer, this is Shepard. Prep the Normandy for emergency departure. We're leaving. I'm setting the command codes now.
Acknowledged. We'll get underway.
Never thought I'd say it, but I'm looking forward to killing myself. I guess ominous threats of violence run in our DNA. But mine is more than a threat. Execute them. The cult of Shepherd ends today.
Pushing into the archives. Stay in your groups. Team Mako, you're on point.
Right. What's a Mako?
Something we could use right about now.
Team Hammerhead, cover the flank.
Got it. And the Mako's got nothing on the Hammerhead.
impressive space.
What do you suppose your, clone is looking for in here?
At this point, anything's possible.
You mean like coming face to face with your clone?
I don't want to talk about it.
At least not till we've all had a drink.
How will we find anything quickly in a structure this size?
Glyph,
Yes, Commander.
track the target. Give me updates on its location.
What is the nature of the target?
He looks like me.
Then I have found the target.
No, Glyph. It's another me. Now get going.
At once, Commander.
Take him down. I need more time to find the vault.
Shepard, step onto that platform. We'll lower you from here.
Now, if you get into the vault, we can move you across.
Accessing vault T91. Intriguing. It says this gun was part of the First Contact War, year 2157.
Right. Back when humans and Turians didn't get along so well. Research outcomes.
Commander, the other U is searching for something 200 meters ahead.
Got it.
Being challenged by your own clone is unexpected, even by our standards.
Could be useful. I mean, somebody's got to do the shit jobs.
So, like a personal butler?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yes. So let your clone do it.
We're over here, Shepard. We're heading from this side. Dagger Squad, I need more time to reach the vault.
Maybe we can skirt around them on the tube.
Teammates are moving ahead. Get you on the other side. Shepard, they've got us pinned down. Need your help.
On our way.
We've got Shepard squad surrounded. Eliminate them. I need more time.
Commander, we can't hold them off much longer. Commander, please. We could really use...
Go! I'll cover you! Move!
Their timing is impeccable.
This is Shepard. We need...
I don't know. Are you sure you got them all?
The other me can't be far. Keep up the pressure and we'll try to surround him. Let's move.
Year 2157 CE. First contact war. Turian interrogation. Vault T-91.
Sir, we captured this human in the occupation of Shang-Chi.
A human? You're the first I've met.
And you're the first bird I've met. He was armed with this weapon, sir.
How primitive. Your kind expects to win.
One can only imagine the history stored in this place. Thousands of years of experience.
I just wonder what the other me is looking for in here.
Intruders have been detected. Please locate the nearest emergency exit.
Year 700 CE. Krogan rebellions. Attack on Council. Vault K-306. This is the only visual record of Krogan Overlord Krennic's attack on the Council. Audio follows.
This is happening. Enemy contact ahead, Shepard.
18 previously unknown historical events.
Where's the target, Glyph?
He is searching for a secret vault. He did not wish to be disturbed.
What?
I thought he was you.
Go find him again.
Sorry, Glyph's not a combat model.
On the walkway!
Team Mako here. Got him in our sights. Team Hammerhead here. Providing moral support. Really, Shepard? Just gonna walk on by? Nothing to see here.
Commander, a large contingent of soldiers calling themselves Razor Squad is just ahead. They wish to inflict bodily harm on you. Also, I discovered an Elcor mating totem in Vault 347B. Fascinating.
Team Mako! Showing Team Hammerhead how it's done. Hammerhead here. You guys are just copying us. Mako here. If we were, we wouldn't be hitting anything. Heads up. Looks like they're getting serious. So maybe start hitting for a change. We're gonna see what the future. So one for the kids.
Attention, enemy soldiers.
Keep along to me! Cliff, lower them around!
Your life expectancy is now 15 seconds. Dropping. 12. Within a day, a forest pizza delivery van is on the line. Commander Shepard, please do not. Many of your crew members be sacrificed. Breathing crew members would greatly decrease the Normandy.
You're dead! Stay down! Over here!
Looks like we're clear.
Hammerhead and Mako, keep pushing ahead.
Right! I might throw up a little bit now, if that's okay with everyone.
Commander, the other you wishes to pass on a message.
Shepard, save yourself the trouble. Once I have what I came here for, you won't matter anymore. Now go, drone. Deliver it. The next person who says that is fired.
Enemy neutralized.
Team Hammerhead, we're headed to the next level. What's your location? Hammerhead, Do you copy?
There's Team Mako.
We'll try to clear a path, Commander. Hammerhead's gone ahead.
Team Mako, we're coming up behind. What's your status? We're under... Mako, where are you?
Commander, do you copy?
What's your status?
The other U is jamming our radios. Hammerhead and Mako are trying to get ahead and cut him off. But I've been hit and need help. Please, hurry.
Biometric identification required. Sector access is authorized.
This is alarming.
Brooks, the vault sealed us in.
Is there an override?
I don't see one.
Cortez? Brooks? Do you read me? Is anyone on this frequency? The short answer is no. They're not. The longer answer involves your friends trapped in Iridium vaults and forgotten for, well, forever. Others know about this. About you. The Alliance will stop you. What do you think, Staff Analyst Brooks? Will the Alliance stop us?
I wouldn't know. I don't actually work for them.
Fair warning. Nobody who's betrayed us has ever survived.
And yet they keep trying.
You two may think you're clever. And yeah, you were. Just a bit. But clever doesn't beat a bullet.
That sounds very dramatic. And if someone like, say, Commander Shepard made the threat, I'd be worried. But you're not Shepard. Not anymore.
You had Miranda. I have her. Mine has more bite.
It was fun while it lasted.
What are you doing? Setting things right. Remember this?
You were the first human Spectre, Commander. This is a great accomplishment for you and your entire species.
Except somewhere along the way, you forgot about your entire species. You've saved more alien lives than you have human. And all I've seen you do is end lives. You're gonna make a lousy me. You know the one thing they can't duplicate? Our handprint. Life gives it its shape, not DNA. Which is a problem. Computer, update Council records. Subject, Shepard. Human Spectre.
Accessing record. Please input new data. Biometric identifier updated. Good day, Commander Shepard.
Now, if you'll excuse me, the Normandy needs its captain. So, I should go.
Farewell, Commander. I guess this is where legends go to die.
That went well.
He said, I should go. Do I sound like that?
I think it was one of the first things you ever said to me.
May I suggest we concern ourselves with this Iridium vault, inside which we have been permanently sealed?
I'm more confident than he is. More in control. With me, it's more like, that's all for now.
You're the commander. You end the conversation on your own terms.
At most, we have an hour's worth of air remaining.
Or sometimes, I'll talk to you later. Because you know what? I never do. Leave him wanting more.
Shepard, I would advise greater concern about our situation.
Hmm? Oh, Glyph, you still out there?
Yes, Commander.
Unlock this damn thing and go find the others. No one steals my shit. Not even me.
I've got room for Shepard +2, and figured out fast because the other Shepard is stealing my ship.
What?
Oh, I was hoping to go.
Yeah, I never seem to get picked.
Joker will come back for you. I promise.
This is why I hate Shorely. I swear you parked the ship for 5 minutes.
Can you contact Citadel Flight Control and get them to deny the departure request?
Tried. All the comm lines in the area are jammed. Probably to make it easier for them to steal my ship.
We'll stop them.
Shepard, your clone has entered the ship and is attempting to...
Edie?
I'm okay.
Really?
The clone has disabled my control of the Normandy, as well as all sensory input. I cannot lock him out or counteract his commands.
Don't worry, Edie. We'll get you back.
Thank you.
Well, whatever you do, hurry. If the Normandy gets to FTL, we may never see her again.
That's not gonna happen.
Okay, Citadel systems are targeting the car. Any closer and they open fire.
Get back and pick up the others, ASAP.
Right, they can't have gotten far. Unless they called a cab or something.
Guards ahead.
know?
Most of the checks are actually unnecessary.
Thanks for letting me know.
Signal warnings on Normandy. We can't. Tunnels are jammed, remember? Damn it.
And I don't even... Wait. What? You were just on the Normandy. You fired me. Dishonorable discharge for conduct unbecoming. You kicked me off the ship with barely enough time to grab my toothbrush.
I can't fire you without a disciplinary hearing, trainer. And really, the first thing you grab is your toothbrush?
It's a Cision Pro Mark IV. It uses Mass Effect fields to break up plaque. And someone just threw me off the ship. If it wasn't you...
Cerberus cloned Shepard.
I can explain more later. For now... It's sealed.
Engines are online. They are preparing to take off.
Is there anyone still aboard who can help us?
No, I was only there because I helped with the Normandy retrofits back on Earth. Everyone else is on shore leave.
Okay. You know this ship inside and out. Can you get me inside?
There's an emergency exit hatch for evacuations. It should be right here.
Manual lock. And it's only meant to be opened from the other side. Any ideas?
Triggering it would require extremely precise Mass Effect field manipulation.
If you'd told me this morning that a toothbrush was gonna save the Normandy, I'd have been very skeptical.
Sir, just before takeoff, Normandy registered a perimeter access alert. One of the security hatches.
Him? Where?
Unknown. When we shut down the AI, we disabled a lot of security systems. Shepard could be anywhere on the ship.
Shepard is standing right in front of you. Are we clear?
It's better this way. Wouldn't you rather take him down yourself?
Armory. Find him. Slow him down.
Pretty sure we broke Trainer's toothbrush getting the hatch open. Remind me to reimburse her for that.
Shepard?
Later. Remind me later.
I'm not really fond of tight spaces.
Didn't you spend decades at dig sites?
And then I got trapped in a Prothean bubble. I don't recommend it.
Alright, get a patrol going. Find Shepard. The real one. Hey, what do you mean by slow him down? We're allowed to kill Shepard if we have to, right? He said slow him down because he thinks we're cannon fodder. Oh, well, shit. Watch out, they're here.
Shoot now. Worry later.
sensory access or control. I feel blind.
We'll have you connected again soon, Edie.
Thank you.
Let's get to the cargo bay.
These people are showing disrespect to my home, my body. It is unacceptable.
It must be hard.
I intend to kill Shepard's clone, Agent Brooks, and anyone else in my way.
Yes, like I said, hard.
Well, that's creepy. You want to stop shooting up my ship? It's not your ship. It will be. I've taken your name, your Spectre rank, even your fingerprints. And then you left me to die. Only I didn't. You think fake fingerprints are gonna fool the Council? Or hack it? How's that big plan looking now?
Hatchet squad to the shuttle bay.
Shepard here, Vega. You cut through the jamming?
Yeah, I picked up a few more scars in the process.
One more mercenary thug.
Commander, the Normandy's prepping for a jump to FTL. Can you get to the cockpit, like, soon?
Negative. I'm occupied in the shuttle bay.
Roger that, Commander. We'll proceed to Plan B. Plan B? The hell is Plan B?
What the hell's going on up there? Get us out of the nebula and jump to FTL!
We can't. A sky car keeps blocking our path.
Then shoot it!
30 degrees of the nose to block course plotting.
That makes us a perfect target.
No, that makes us the bait. Do you want me to drive?
No.
Damn it! Launch the shuttle and blow that thing out of the sky!
Be careful! The door is still unsecured!
All you have are the vain hopes of
This tired old man is kicking your ass. Get Dagger Squad in here.
You're just cybernetic. Scarred, worn out.
You know where I got those scars? Theros and Novaria and Vermeer and Hylos. At the Collector Base and Palaven and Tuchanka. I earned these scars protecting the galaxy. You got yours from a petri dish.
You will regret your betrayal, Agent Brooks.
You're a figurehead. Decent soldier with a lucky streak.
Then how come you want to be me so badly?
Look at you. What makes you so damn special? Why you and not me?
Hang on!
We've got you.
Thanks.
And a clone?
Here, take my hand. And then you live. For what?
Fortunately, they weren't here long enough to do much real damage. Although I may need some help from James cleaning up the damage to the shuttle bay.
Plus, they overloaded the heat diffusion system firing at us. Not sure if you noticed, but Shuttle Guy here did some crazy stunt flying to keep us in one piece.
It's nice to fly something a little more maneuverable than the Kodiak.
How about you, Edie?
I am once again in control of the Normandy. Thank you for asking.
Glad to hear it. What about the mercs? Any survivors?
Just one crappy-ass pilot and her. Alliance has taken her to a high-security facility. Maybe she can give him some dirt on Cerberus.
I'll be more than happy to cooperate with the authorities.
Until you escape.
Me? Escape? But I'm not a field agent.
Stop. just stop. You betrayed me and the Alliance in the middle of a war.
I was young and naive. Admit it, Commander. You'll miss me.
Not at this range, I won't.
Maintenance to the shuttle bay?
The rest of the squad's waiting outside. We'll have the Normandy back in shape in no time.
Is shore leave always like this?
Come on. Maybe we can take some actual time off. No explosions or anything. Just us.
Absolutely.
So, after a hard day spent fighting an evil clone, you know what comes next.
A nap?
Please. We party down.
Party, huh?
Well, no pressure. No one's gonna make you throw a party.
I need to unwind. Check out the strip. I'll think on it.
Just in case, please allow me to provide you with credits for the purchase of any party supplies, Commander.
Okay, Edie and Cortez and Trainer are in. What?
I have also informed Dr. Tassoni about any potential upcoming celebrations.
Wait. I'm in charge of the guest list.
Yeah, so there's no uninvite button on this thing?
All right. But if and when I decide to have a party, I invite the rest.
Cortez just invited James. So...
Right. No promises.
I'm gonna go out and see how much trouble I can get into without snapping a femur.
Members of your crew have expressed interest in spending time with you, Commander. You can check your private terminal for messages. If you require activities, Silver Sun Strip has an arcade in addition to the casino. You have also been granted a complimentary pass to the combat simulator.
Thanks, Cliff. Guess I should take advantage of some shore leave myself.